Right, okay. Never done this shit before. It's terrifying. So I'm just gonna go for it. So a lot of people have said to us that like they love like everything that we're doing on the Instagram and stuff like that, with all the mystique and that, but it's maybe time to get your personalities across and stuff like that, because a lot of people who know say that people can probably relate to a lot of the stuff that you're talking about and that. So there's a lot of come from a lot of people we respect as well. So I thought, you know what, with what's going on in that, and like everyone seems to be kind of reflecting a lot on life and making little positive changes and stuff like that. I've seen that from a lot of my friends and people that are kind of starting to get the shit together a little bit because they're getting time to and stuff like that. So I thought I'd just talk about us as a band and kind of what we're kind of aims are and stuff like that. Obviously we're massive on, we're fully aware that there's a massive problem and there's a massive mental health crisis at the minute. Everyone's aware of that. Like, I've been through it. I've had depression and shit like that. It's not very nice, obviously, and like I wouldn't have got through it without having like a strong group of friends around me and stuff like that. And I think everyone you'll ever meet has kind of all been like through some sort of horrendous time, and I just, because that's kind of what so the whole problem that we're setting up in this band is that mental health crisis, and kind of our journey and stuff and what we're wanting to get across is our kind of path towards finding solutions and what people can do and what we're doing ourselves and stuff and how we're combating it. And I don't know if anyone's aware, but like at the same time, obviously this mental health crisis is massive, but at the same time there's another massive crisis that's going on, and it's called the meaning crisis. And what that is, obviously, well, if everyone what it is, it's like a lack of meaning. And for me, that's kind of, from what I can see, obviously my opinion might not mean anything to anyone, but for me that's kind of what I'm seeing and what my problem has been in the past, and it's a nice car, and what other people have gone through is that lack of meaning in their lives, like whether that be meaningful relationships, a meaningful career. I think a lot of people just come out of school, go straight into work without much thought because they feel that that's the normal thing to do, and rather than pick a career or something that they actually want to do in life, they go straight to just, I've got to earn money because, well, we do have to earn money because that's just the way our society's set up. But in that you lose a little bit of something, and it's worrying. So kind of what we're trying to get across is we've developed, like when I was younger, I used to go to Cornwall, a place called Falmouth, and when I was down there, it was every summer with my mate and his family, and that I used to have like the fucking, sorry for swearing there, and I used to have the best time down there, and it was like freedom a little bit. And one night we were just like on the top of, like, we used to go down to this, like, it was pier on the edge of the sea at night. So we go down there, we take a few cans with us, a few spliffs, because I used to smoke a lot of weed, and I'll talk about that shortly. And one night we just sat there, and on the edge of this pier there was like these big cement blocks with lampposts stuck in, like, below them, stuck above them, whatever they were stuck somewhere. And on the bottom it had 3 symbols. It had peace, love and anarchy, the symbols, and then underneath it had written one day. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't understand, because I've seen peace and love together before, but having like that anarchy symbol there, kind of like made me think. It was like, well, what does this mean? What? It meant something to me. It kind of hit me. It hit me hard. Like it hit me that hard that I didn't stop thinking about it. Then from then, which is a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you how long, but till kind of now, till I was starting this band, and I was trying to adapt it into things I was doing, but I couldn't never really get my head around it, you know. And then after I left the last band, I kind of hit a real like low point in that, where like obviously I've been doing it for a long time, like the world kind of opened up a little bit right in front of me, and it was like, fuck this, you know, like the abyss or whatever they say. And it came back to me. It came back into me, and I started thinking, well, all right, let's try and start thinking about what this actually means. And so I started digging. I started reading a lot. Started watching. I went to the University of Life, which is YouTube, and honestly, there was so much on there that can help people with mental health and stuff like that. But I went on there and I found loads of lectures by a few people. There was a load of lectures by Jordan Peterson, which is well worth a watch. I don't know what opinion you've got of him, but I promise you, if you watch them lectures, there was nothing but good, valuable information coming out of them. There's a guy called Jonathan Haidt, a guy called John Versecki, I think, that I'm watching at the minute. It's called The Meaning Crisis. And so it got me thinking. This meaning thing came up a lot. I was like, well, I've always been like going at my parents, like saying, you know, why are you doing this? Why do you think I have to do this? Probably been an absolute horrible son, really, because I don't know, you expect your parents to be these superheroes, and then as you get older you realise they're just human, just like you. And I'm going to turn around here. I've got to the end. It's not very nice down there. So then I started going back to this peace, love, anarchy, and like what these like professors were going on about, psychology professors, you know. They were talking about, you know, standing up and facing all the shit in life, all the stuff that you fear, and how much you can benefit from just literally just basically the thing you fear most is probably the thing that's going to help you to grow more. The thing you want to do but think you can't because of what people will say, and which is horrible because they never really do either, especially if you just open up and be honest. Then what have they got? And if people do make horrible comments about that kind of stuff, then you know it's really, they should be looking at themselves, not you. It's nothing to do with you, that's all on them. So this peace, love and anarchy thing came about, and I started to put it into practice, like to maybe build some, like a little message around it. So I thought about what we were doing as a band at the time and why we were starting to feel so good about ourselves, and you know, the benefits that facing these fears was doing for us. And so we came up with a little philosophy for the band, which is basically so it's love, peace, anarchy one day, which it is. LOAstate. This is a fucking truck just in the big moment there as well, just at the big moment. Fucking truck ruined it. But anyway, yeah, so we started off the band, it was LOAstate. Well, it was LOA at first because I got into that law of attraction shit, but that's just, it's a nice idea, but it's just all fluff. And I worry that people get hooked on that kind of stuff and then think that they can just sit on the end of the bed, think about, it's a lot about money and shit like that as well, which really doesn't sit well with me. If the main aim is just to make money, and what kind of service are you doing to anyone or yourself, you know what I mean? The reason you get shit out of life is because you do things for other people, which leads me on to the point. I know I'm wandering all over the place here, but come on, I'm not professional, so give me a break. I heard this thing, I don't know if it was by a guy called Seth Godin or no, it was Simon Sinek, I think he said it. Simon Sinek's like big on leadership and stuff like that, and can teach you how to develop leadership skills. And then also Seth Godin, he's like all on marketing, but like all the kind of on the good side of marketing, not the corrupt side. He hates all the stuff about just getting people to do things that they don't want to do, shaming people into buying shit, which is basically the dark side of capitalism, really, innit? And consumerism. But yeah, he said basically there's so many self-help books. There's a full section of self-help books in the library and stuff like that, but then where's the section about helping others? And I was like, when I heard that, it was just a light bulb moment. I was like, you're right, there's nothing anywhere about helping others, really. So we devised this philosophy, and what it is aim towards what you love, which is basically, shut up, which is basically, could be, like I say, a career, could be a relationship, could be a certain friendship, could be anything, something that really makes you tick in life. You know, something just like a hobby, something that just, when you think about that thing, you just are passionate and you could talk about it. It just makes you feel like you can be more than you are, maybe, because you are more than you are. If you're struggling, I promise you. So aim towards what you love. Find peace in action, which is basically, once you're aiming, the next step is then to put we're basically hunters and gatherers at heart, really, aren't we? We were for thousands of years. If you aim at whatever you're hunting at but don't move towards it, then you're not going to fucking feed the tribe, are you? Sapiens book, that is. But so you find peace in action, so that's the next step. You move towards that goal that you want to achieve, and this would be the hardest, honestly, this would be the hardest thing you do, because you're going to come up against yourself, and that's the next step, which is face the anarchy yourself, because you are your own worst boss. You are the only person that's going to tell you can't do things. Other people are, but they don't know. How can they know? How can anyone know what you can or can't do? Only you know that. Only you know your own limitations. And like, so yeah, that's basically, does that make sense? If it makes sense, just leave a comment. Aim towards what you love. Find peace in action, and then face the anarchy yourself. And we believe that if you want something in life and you follow this little process, or just live by it a little bit and just see if it works, then you'll, even if it might take you years, but you'll be heading in the right direction. And that for us, it means everything. It's kind of like, we've left school, not have a fucking clue what to do in life. And it's guidance like this that can turn you from just being part of the crowd to being your actual self, and being an individual who can apply himself to the greater good, say, who can help people, to bring value to people. And obviously, like, I'd love you to comment and stuff, because this is still developing this. It's not like it's clear yet, and that's why we've hidden behind this hooded guy, because I was unsure. I didn't want to come on here and start telling people how to live their life, especially because I'd like smoking weed for over half my life now, and obviously this virus is terrible and that, but it's kind of like forced me hand a little bit, because obviously I can't get to my dealer, so it's not my choice to give up. I don't want to say it is, but my big moment's going to come when this is over, and to stay away from it now, because I've realised how much I was hiding myself from the world, hiding behind this hooded character. When really now that hooded character is just an amalgamation of all five of us together. That's the kind of person that we want to aim towards. That's the superhuman, the person that we want to be as a group, that will hopefully inspire other people to do the things that they love. So yeah, thanks very much for listening. Like I say, if you can like it and stuff like that. I know it's like, seems like you're asking for everything when you're doing that, but like for some reason there's algorithms and shit like that. We want to get this message in front of people. Obviously it'll help us developers as a group and it'll send us forward, but I'm sick of just living my life as myself now. I feel like I've got something that, even if it's just one person that I can help, like that'll mean the world to me. So thank you very much for listening. I hope I did alright, because I was absolutely shitting myself before this. But yeah, let us know how you're coping with what you're doing, because I just see a load of my mates, man, they're going out on runs and that, they're getting the shit together, and I'm just like, it's inspiring to watch. And I think like when this is all over, I don't think it should be a case of, oh, we just go back to normal now. I think this is kind of like, this is opened up for us now, and this is that abyss I was talking about, where it's like, right, there are different feelings that you can have in life, and there are different things you can do as a person, and you can inspire people by just being yourself. And honestly, once you just start letting the world see who you are as a person, everything will change for you, I promise. But yeah, take care, thanks very much for listening, see you later.